Do you want to read the questions so you feel included?
Yeah.
Ready, set, go!
Would love to hear your thoughts on the red Komodo versus the Canon C70.
What a great question, Lauren. Thanks.
Yeah.
I haven't used the red Komodo or the Canon C70. They both look interesting and they both look like they fulfill different needs. Red is 6K, Canon's 4K. It's kind of just what you need. But I will get my hands on both of them at some point.
I have an Alexa LF and thinking about downgrading to a Motorola Razr. Thoughts?
If you're going for cinematic footage, Josh, definitely go with the Razr. The Alexa LFs are just overrated. The sensors are way too big. If you get a Razr, you get a really small sensor, which you're kind of used to having like more small things anyway, so I would probably just go with that. Here, let me see if it autofocuses your lips. You're too close.
Hello?
Clickbait. Clickbait, clickbait, clickbait. By the way, guys, we're shooting this Q&A video on the Canon R6. We're testing this camera out for a review.
Wait, which one was it?
You tripped me. From FaZe Theron.
With which camera do you make this YouTube video when you answer to the questions?
Usually the Fuji X-T4. That's been my main camera. Today we're experimenting with the Canon R6. Hey man, any help you can provide with filters? Do I need them? Do I need them as a protector? When do I need them? Any help, man? I'm so confused, thanks. Really the most important filter is an ND filter like this. You can get variable or just normal ones. That way you can get accurate shutter speed. Technically you don't need it, but if you want nice looking motion blur, it's nice. Any other filters aren't really necessary, but you can just experiment to see what you like. You can get like just protection filters, but I don't use those because I'm so risky.
I'm 1000% sure my butt crack was hanging out while I did that.
One must bring lens for the X-T4. Depends on what you're doing. If you're not filming yourself, I would say the Sigma 18-35, which isn't a Fuji lens, but it works awesome on the camera. If you are filming yourself, maybe the 10-24 f4. We're like the most epic vlogger couple ever, right?
Mm-hmm. I am a London boy. My bangs today.
Yo, Zach, what do you think about the Canon C70? What do you think about it?
I don't know.
Me neither. I've never used it. It looks pretty good. If you're doing client work, it looks actually really solid. It makes me think I would never actually buy an R6 or an R5.
You could get in that sewage hole.
No. I do want to say thank you to you guys, whoever watched our Fuji X-T3 in 2020 video, because we got on f-stoppers. Camp Kinotika stupid video got on fstoppers.com, which was really cool. So thanks for supporting the Kinotika videos. Thanks guys, we made it. Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K or GH5. Both don't have autofocus. GH5 has it, but it's not great. Then does the Blackmagic make more sense? If I were picking between those two, I would genuinely go with the Blackmagic. Their raw codec is really easy to edit, looks amazing. The low light of the Pocket 4K is much better than the GH5. Would definitely go Blackmagic.
I recently bought an X-T4 and all the files go into a Fuji juice folder. Thanks for that. Do you do much gimbal work? I bought a Ronin SC with X-T4 and trying to get some practice in. I dialed down the settings and all that jazz and it's perfectly balanced, but I'm still having trouble getting the Fuji juice.
It sounds like you're doing the right thing by making sure your gimbal's all balanced properly. Really, I just like to dial down my speed settings of the motors to be pretty darn slow so that when you turn your gimbal, everything's very gradual. I also tend to lean towards POV modes or follow modes so that I don't have to use the joystick for any movement and the gimbal just kind of flows with what you're doing with the camera. Walk as smooth as you can, like you're in marching band, and just nice subtle movements, unless you're doing like crazy sports stuff, but that's what I do, but I'm not the best. Lauren, what's our workflow to digitize tape? Okay, all right. It's actually pretty simple how I digitize my tape. My camcorder has the red, yellow, and white outputs. So I have a cable that goes into a converter that turns those outputs into USB, and then I record my screen using QuickTime. So it just records the file, and then I just drop it into Premiere. So I just have to let the tape play back from start to finish, and then it gives me one big file, but it's actually a very simple process. Oh, hot.
London boy.
Am I too bright?
Yeah, but it's okay.
No, it's not. I want it to be good. Oh my, no, it's not okay. Thoughts about new Lumix S5 and the Lumix full frame lens. I already talked about this in one of my Q&As. It's not that interesting to me. Could you go fast? Did you have a filter on your Mavic for these shots? Yes, I use ND filters on the Mavic. Usually the ND16 is good enough for me. And if it's still too bright, I just shoot in 4K 60 because I can up my shutter speed to 120.
I got a bug in my mouth.
I'm from Canada. Can you smuggle Fuji juice to me? I don't think it's completely legal here. Absolutely. Really hope Canon gets the C70 right. They'll get my Doge? Cash? I don't know. Red is air dome, but costs a ton to spec out. Very nice camera though. I'm just gonna have to agree with you on that one, brother. How about that new Canon C70? Need you to review it, and a series of reviewing viewer content would be sick. I hear you, brother. I will do my best to get my hands on a C70 ASAP, and I'm still considering live stream stuff. I've also been considering Twitch, but we'll figure that out later. What are your tips for someone who wants to make a career in video and filmmaking? Where to start, what to remember, how to put yourself out there and stuff. Thanks, man. I would say just start shooting stuff if I'm gonna be extremely simple, but this sounds like something I need to make a whole video about. Your boy, Joshua Martin Studios. I can't wait to link up with you, bro. Dude, I have been watching your videos for a long time. I would love to meet up with you once this like crazy freaking stuff in the world calms down. I'm also stoked that you started making vlogs. If you guys don't know Joshua Martin, he makes incredible cinematic stuff, and he started vlogging this week actually. So go check out his channel, he's freaking amazing.
Are you sad that the EFM lineup will die? I think that there will be RF APS-C because I heard that Canon will release R1 and R7. What language is that in?
I'm not sad that it's gonna die. I think the RF mount is pretty sweet, and I'm sure they're gonna do something that's a more affordable mirrorless for people that want the cheaper ones. So no, I'm not sad, and I mean, Canon's smart. They're gonna make a lot of cameras. How do you organize your time for YouTube and life? I find myself missing uploads or losing motivation. Any tips? Trying to hit 1K before the end of the year. Good luck, brother. Honestly, Lauren has helped me so much with project management. That's like her thing. That's what she's gifted at. And there's been times where, I mean, I'm sure you can attest to this, but I've gone just like crazy trying to, well, first of all, not overexpose. I've gone crazy just trying to keep up with YouTube and also maintain relationships and stuff. And do you have any tips? You're the one that helped me.
I mean, I guess just start with what's crucial and make a list of what needs to be priority and then what can fall through the cracks, because sometimes if you try to do too many things, then you're not going to get to any of them because you're trying to do too much. So I would suggest start with 3 things and then kind of work your schedule around those 3 things and then factor in others as you have time.
And if you need like a very specific tip, one thing I've been trying to do is I am only allowing myself to work from about 8 or 9 in the morning till 5 or 6 p.m. at night. That way I know I have some chill time coming up in the evening. Because if you just work until you go to bed and then you wake up and continue working, like grind life in that way is extremely dangerous and can burn you out, ruin relationships, and just ruin fun, honestly. The most important thing to me is just still enjoying this thing I'm passionate about. So you gotta take care of yourself.